Both are for justice, equity, and
from the beginning. That's the problem we have with the British government. The woman believes in justice,
equity,
fair play. That is just it. Up to today. Okay, those who are claiming they are masters of Nigeria, Yorubas and Hausas who have been ruling this country now, common one sector of the economy they are not able to fix. But just let them fix one sector.
Because they have the government.
Yoruba and Hausa, let them fix. Maybe they say that them be conquer Biafra. Let them fix one sector. But what are we seeing? The individual might of the Republican nature of the Igbos. Not only in Nigeria, go to African countries. And people are saying, if these people can be able to pick nylon and turn it to gold, let you try it now. Pick nylon and turn it to gold. Pick them and turn it to gold. Do you know how many years it will take for you to experiment how a nylon can be turned to a gold? That is what we are saying. Biafra, we are no longer interested in anything called Nigeria. That's the truth. What we are seeking is the solidarity of the international community, the world power. You know, we saw what Putin is trying to do this time around. I have invited Biafra government in Israel, and they are holding a meeting over Biafra joining bridge, and of course, security, and military support for Biafra against Nigeria. It made it very clear.
But what do you think would have endeared Biafra into the heart of Putin?
A lot of things, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has worked out a lot of things for Biafra, has placed Biafra agitation on the global level, has restored, that consciousness globally. People are beginning to study what actually happened. And of course, the publication made by IBB also went viral. It has gotten to so many archives around the world. And people are asking, is that actually what transpired? This is a clear injustice on the people, on these people. And before that, our Igbos have been making waves all over the world. Igbos were outstanding during the COVID-19. And that is when Putin noticed them. Putin, for the first time, noticed the Igbo ingenuity during COVID-19.
Okay, you mean the resilience in Igbos?
Yes.
Is the one that
yes,
into the heart of
yes. You understand? They not only that, Igbos are global players. That's another factor. Wherever you go, you see them. Anything that's involved, is it sports, is it music, whatever it is, you see the Igbos, involved. International politics, they are conferences, they are there.
Okay, no wonder, because the other time, Russian foreign affairs minister was very clear when he was admonishing UN and countries of the world that they should respect self-determination. At the time, people adjudged that this is purely support for Biafra.
No, that is not clearly. That's a fact. But look at what the J.D. Vance, the vice president to Trump, was saying a few days ago about Biafran Christians in Nigeria. He mentioned it clearly. Go and listen to that video. Listen clearly. It is not a joke. Biafrans are not joking. Biafrans are serious about Biafra. Igbos are serious about Biafra.
But emphatically, what did Vance Trump said about
Vance was making reference to the decision that is about to coming from his understanding of what Trump policy on foreign policy are going to look like, especially in Africa, and the killings of Christians, in Nigeria. That Trump will not stand by and watch Christians being killed.
But when we talk about Christians in Nigeria, we have Igbos, Biafrans who are Christians, we have people in the middle belt, even in the north, because across a different strata of the society. It's not limited to Biafrans.
The Biafra is the main population of Christendom in Nigeria.
I think that is a statement of fact.
Yes, you cannot, when you talk about Christianity in Nigeria, you're talking about Biafrans. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the Biafrans represent that Christendom So anything that happens to Christianity is indirectly happening to Christians or Biafrans. Anything that happened in Jerusalem is being seen to be happening to Christians. Do you understand it?
Yes, I understand. But everything seems to be falling in pleasant places for Biafra.
No,
because at the instance of a resumption of office of Donald Trump, we have seen clearly how the foreign affairs minister of I'm talking about the Air Force commander of Africa and Europe from America, made it very clear that they will be targeting terrorists in Africa. Remember that Fulani military is a big problem for Biafra sovereignty. And of course, these have got Biafran celebrating.
No, of course, the U.S. bombs have started landing in Africa too, and
in Somalia,
it started landing. And what is going to happen to Africa, especially Nigeria, is going to be well, carefully put in a strategic form because of the allied forces that are within that as is contesting the same thing. Because Russia now is interested in Biafra, not Nigeria. The America is interested in, even though another Macron is trying to spoil, some of the things he was delegated to do by Tinubu. And of course, he failed to achieve that. It was a very big disappointment on the side of Tinubu. You can see the Sahel nation, the Burkina Faso and all that, breaking away, So it's a clear thing. And from that point of view, what the world is seeing, what the United Nations, France, Israel, Russia, who are already Biafran allies, are seeing is that the possibility of this nation. All these Christians you are seeing, both blacks all over in Africa, are going to start coming back. If you're a Christian in any part of the world, within Nigeria, that you want to join Biafra, you are free to join. As long as you are not a threat, there will be land allocations for you. And they are looking at it whereby, we have a major access to our Mediterranean Sea and other things that are going to be involved. There's negotiation with China, Japan, and others of them as a result of our maritime strength, in that regard. So they are also looking at the issue of Amazonia, So Biafra can be more bigger than what we are thinking by the time they're able to harness all these things together as to make it a formidable force, an ally of Israel, an ally of America, an ally of Russia, representing the African continent as a superpower.
Okay, now let us look at, that Trump already sanctioned ICC because of Benjamin Netanyahu, talking about the Prime Minister of Israel. And people are saying that this is a blessing in disguise for Biafra, considering the closeness and ally that Israel is to Biafra.
Yes, I'm not trying to hype Benjamin Netanyahu, but I must praise him. He's an outstanding ex-IDF, a strong man, a Mossad, a hardcore, somebody who believes in whatever, You see, the Israelis, or the Israeli government, or the Israeli people, or the Jewish people should be proud to have someone like Benjamin Netanyahu
as their
prime minister at this trying time. God always
call it trying time.
Yes, for Israel. Considering
because of the invasion of Hamas,
October 7, where over 3,000 Israelis were murdered in one day. More than how many communities were invaded simultaneously in one day. And looking at it that just Egypt, Africa, and you can see Israel is occupying a strategic position at the Suez Canal, and the Suez Canal is only the maritime door that Biafra is going to use to achieve their maritime strength at the end of the day. So we need Israel, and Israel knows that we are Jews like them.
Could that be the reason the other time they are tempted to kill the man Nnamdi Kanu through Operation Python? The next thing he made appearance is Israel.
Yes, now because he aligned with the world Judaist leaders. He's a Judaist, and that's where he met Vladimir Putin. As a Judaist. You mean
Nnamdi Kanu have met with Putin?
Yes. Now you know what they call Judaism. Putin is a Judaist. All the GOP members are. What is it called? Donald Trump. The former German president. Most of them as at that time, some world leaders as at that time. That we are members. They are still members up to this point in time. Joseph Smith. Some of them, a lot of them there, they were all members of the Judaist, fraternity. And it's not a crime. Because they represent Judaism as one of the oldest religions in the world. So that's why they confide. For you to be a member of that place is not an easy thing. So they know Nnamdi Kanu and they understand Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. And secondly, the Israeli Likud party recognizes Biafra. You see the game now under Benjamin Netanyahu. So, and the fact that, you know, Biafra should be given asylum, Biafra should be given attention, Biafra should be welcome in Israel at any point in time, having aligned themselves with the ideology of Israel. That's why you see in every IPOB rally, you see American flag, you see Israeli flag.
Before I let you go, because there's a trending video where some Israelis were seen talking about the tie between the Jew and Biafra. They said the same way Israeli government helped Biafra during the war, that they have not abandoned Biafra, and they will continue to do whatever they can to advance the cause of Biafra.
It will, when they finish marketing most of their policies, American policies, to the world, including the liberation of Biafra, don't be surprised that one day Donald Trump will wake up one day and just announce Biafra as a sovereign nation with all the territorial powers restored. I'm telling you the gospel truth, because Israel is already there backing, supporting. They have been there. I can tell you to have a very close one, somebody I'm monitoring online always, who is a former aide to Benjamin Netanyahu. And every now and then, he keep on talking about Biafra. At the global level, anytime he have opportunity to have a conference on the issue of Middle East and all that, Biafra is always been mentioned. So currently now, Biafra is enjoying global attention as a result of, you know, the resilient spirit of IPOB members all over the world who are trying to get the attention of the world leaders and nations, community of nations, to buy into Biafra solidarity. And that is why you are seeing...
Because IPOB that have marketed Biafra to the world at the global level.
Oh?
No, you mean IPOB is the one that markets Biafra at the global level.
Biafra, but he has not gotten to the consciousness of the global world.
Because
like
you could clearly hear Israeli in that video, two of them proclaiming that.
And not just ordinary, these are members of the Likud party, not just ordinary outsiders. You know, just like what is happening in Finland, where the members of that political party talk about Biafra. So it is like that. In America, you see the lobbyists, you see the Speaker of the House of America, the Speaker of the American Speaker, discussing the issue, acknowledging Biafran Charter. It is not a play. It is not this thing. You know, these are the things we need, and these are things that has continued to advocate. What they are doing now, everybody, you see them mention what they want to do, how to restore, how to rescue Christianity in Nigeria, how to do this thing. All these things you are seeing is targeting the day and way and manner Biafran cause is going to take place as a sovereign nation. But anybody that is telling you Nigeria will not divide, when the American government remembers Nigeria, nobody will tell them not to do the needful.
Conclusively, do you think Susan Vile, of course, who the current chief of staff to Donald Trump, who was a lobbyist to Nnamdi Kanu, is playing any significant role in all these feats being recorded by Biafra?
The way you are saying, there's no how that woman will not play a significant role. Susan Wales. There's no how she will not play a significant role. Most of this thing you are seeing, the issue of passport going through forensic analysis in Washington, and of course, a space has been dedicated for Biafra to establish their high commission, their embassy in Washington. These things are. You can't tell me that America, such a sensitive seat of power, would not know how, who, and what is going on, and you can say that they can do that without American government support. That's not possible. That tells you also that IPOB is not a terrorist organization, because America will not allow a terrorist to have a space or a commission or an embassy near the White House. It can never happen.
Actually, we all saw the declaration of Biafra in Latin Finland under the watchful eye of international media. So I think clearly it has been established that whether UN, European Union, America, Britain, call it Canada, Russia, France, they see IPOB differently from the way Nigeria sees it.
Yes, they do. These are the one that is being tailored by the Fulani people, including the Fulani governors in the east, the Arab Yorubas, and those who align with
you call them Arab Yorubas?
Yes, those who align with the Iranian Shiite and Sunni Islamic agenda in the north, including Buhari and the rest of them, Malami them, Erufai them. They are all militants, Fulani militants, politicians who are conniving with these people, you know, to bring Fulanization and agenda and conquest, political conquest already. It's already, you can see the weight of Sharia implementation on the side of the southwest, and they're trying to throw it to the eastern part of the country. And that's where the red line is, and that's where the rejection is. So what is holding Nnamdi Kanu is some of these things we are seeing. That how come Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in a country belonging to a former president, a hometown of America, talking about Barack Obama. Are you not reading me into it? And when
talking about Kenya.
Yes, when we are saying it that time, when we are pointing it that time, a lot of people will not believe that the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya has whatever
abduction,
it is, yes, has the hand of Obama in it, have the hand of Biden in it,
so you
have the hand
Obama.
of Tinubu in it, have the hand of Buhari in it.
You may not have evidence to
including Shetima. I should show you picture evidence. Not I'm telling you fact. That I don't need anybody to tell me that you can, if you want to do such thing, you do not invite Interpol, who have the headquarters in France. There was no due process. It just swoop, they compromise the whole Kenya security because you are Obama.
But I think the people in Nigeria have done well by recognizing that it was an extraordinary.
But what the essence of it? Are you looking at that illegality? Why have they not been released? Why has it not been released since they found themselves in illegality?
Because it was based on.
So what is to make sure they bring him in so that they're able to plant Arab governors in the southeast, like who hopes on them,
You call him one
Peter Mba and the rest of them who are there inviting, bringing Fulanis and paying homage to the Sultan of Sokoto.
I will let you go, but let me make this point, because we have seen UN working group on arbitrary detention asking for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, and the decision was based on the decision of Court of Appeal in Nigeria that decided that Nnamdi Kanu was extraordinary rendition from Kenya to Nigeria, as such it should be released. Don't you think the Court of Appeal did well?
It's not a matter of a Court of Appeal. They can equally tell the Court of Appeal what to do at the end of the day. That is not what matters now, because it has become very clearly that is recklessness in the highest order. It shows that those lawmakers, I don't know really how they managed to get to that level where they are. They have been called lawmakers. You know, unfortunately, they have become a threat to themselves. They can never be a threat to the Rivers people. They are currently now they are threat to themselves, because it is going to be who is going to be the person who is going to grab the bone. Whoever grabs the bone, so be it. Either by hook or crook. Whatever you know you can use to grab the bone now, grab it. So whatever Wike and Tinubu feel that they are going to deploy in Rivers State for them to grab the bone, they should be fast about it, because the last ultimatum has already expired, which is 48 hours. We didn't see any action. We didn't see the governor arrested.
To represent the
That's what I'm saying now. We didn't see the governor arrested. We didn't see anything. We don't see them marching on the street. We don't see them kidnapping the commissioner of police or calling the attention of the GOC or even shutting down. We don't see them take any action. The next 48 hours is about to elapse. We have not seen any of them.
We are likely going to
so they're going to order another 48 hours. At the end of the day, the chief judge has disappeared from the environment there. No, the chief judge is nowhere to be found. In fact, the chief judge made an announcement that it is only the governor that have right to bring him back, that he can stay there for 15 years. It doesn't concern anybody. So that is a deep crisis they have. Tinubu and Wike have thrown themselves. They are holding Fubara. Fubara is also holding them. So what is going to happen at the end of the day is that if there is struggle to that extreme, then everywhere will go in flames.
Okay, now let me take you to the angle of Asadi Kobo, who have said the other time when there were threats that Fubara could be impeached and that he can impeach Fubara and nothing will happen. He did said, I'm talking about Asadi Kobo, that if they think if they impeach Fubara, that nothing will happen. He said, I tell you that something will happen. Are you sure something will happen?
They will not even have the space to sit. Huh? Talk less of, because the seat they left is still vacant. They don't even have anywhere to sit. Even if they are going to sit, they do not have any legal power against the sitting governor. We saw Wike did the same thing. We saw Ameti to run the State House of Assembly with 4 people. We saw it in Edo State. Yeah, why is it that Fubara own is, becoming something of interest? It's because on the way and manner they are pushing against it, meaning that Tinubu is interested in whatever he's going to do to make sure that he have, because in Kano now, it's not under APC, it's not under PDP. In Lagos now, it's already divided. The island people are saying no to Obasa. Some people have said no to Obasa. It is only Tinubu camp that is saying yes to Obasa. The entire lawmakers in that house, including former Nollywood actor, shed tears when Merenda surrendered to GAG, advisory, governance advisory, committee. They surrendered. But people are saying, if you can do such thing in Lagos, why didn't you do such thing in River State? Why are you bringing all the whole federal might on Fubara? Then, that was why the Rivers people of Igbo extraction, the Igbos in River State, yesterday, in River State alone, Igbos control 70% of that population.
I'm aware because you know Obo.
Yes. Control. So yesterday they issued a press conference calling Tinubu and Wike to order, and they made it very clearly that any attempt, whether it is in the air, they don't even need to come closer to the National Assembly environment. If they want it anywhere that they want to impeach Fubara, that place where they did it, that they will see the other side of the Igbo people of Rivers. That's what they say. They say Igbo people of Rivers. That's what
perhaps I should ask this question. What do you think would have necessitated the Igbos in Rivers rally around the Fubara?
Because all Igbos all over the world believe in justice. No, they don't. They're straightforward because they are light. They know what light is. If you are light, you know what light. When you see light, you know what it is. Agreed. Wike and Fubara has worked together, or it happens to be the Captain General of the Federation. But from what we are seeing, we do not see anywhere Fubara went wrong or offended Wike to the extent that they went to remove the first Ijaw governor in that state just because of Wike brought the whole commissioners. You are the one that brought the lawmakers. Then allowed the governor, to get along with his government. You are demanding that a certain fair share of the state allocation or revenue should be awarded to you, and the man said no.
Okay, now let me bring this angle, Mr. Chinedu Michael, because we thought we have.
We are seeing it now. They are moving closer. You can see that synergy already. The people are beginning to realize now that the Northerners, of course, and the Yorubas, who has kept division in the entire Biafran space as a result of creating South-South, are beginning to see that the Northerners are already warning Tinubu. Let this not trigger the Biafran cause, because they are seeing the realignment that is going on in River State. Now remember, the Ohaneze president, the current Ohaneze president, John Asota Mbata, is from at the same state.
And Mbata is as well an ally of Fubara.
Of course, now he was the one that nominated. You don't know what is happening.
So the Igbos are so much interested. Igbos in Rivers.
You understand? That's what I said. The Ijaw youth now and Igbo, they came out and said they are Igbo Rivers or whatever they call themselves. But I can see the synergy yesterday. It was something. It was overwhelming. The crowd was something else. I think.
And coincidentally, both Wike and Mbata are of Equally extraction.
Yes, but they are if Mbata can be claiming Igbo. Wike is claiming, though Wike has made it years back that when he was giraffing the presidency, he said, I'm Igbo. So that
but Wike is child of strength. Why could he be saying he's not an Igbo person?
No, before he started saying it, that he's not an Igbo person. Before, we were saying a number of things, how related Igbo and all that.
Let me bring this angle, because Ijaw Council have made it very clear, saying if you deprive River State of fund, Nigeria will be deprived of funds. I know the angle they are going. Perhaps attacking critical oil infrastructure in the region. We have seen this in the past, in the time of Yaradua, when Baramatu was bombarded and different places bombarded. Do you think you council
the joy is not much in River State?
But do you think the capacity
are in Bayelsa State? The connection is still there because Bomadu, Patani, and all the rest, of them. You know, they're all.
But the question I'm asking, do you think the judge had the capacity to threaten oil infrastructure in
it's
that
not
region?
only the judge. You know, when they talk about the Ijaw nation, it's just that the judge, they're just looking at the people of Ijaw. When you talk about the Ijaw, you're talking about, you know, the entire South East, volunteer forces.
So there's synergy this time around.
That's what I'm telling you. So you understand? So nobody's going to see it as an Ijaw thing, the way they are seeing the fight of Nnamdi Kanu as an Igbo thing. Nobody's seeing that. We understand what is happening in Rivers State. We understand what happened in Rivers State. We understand the need where there is South. We understand what is going to happen. We understand that Fubara has refused. The Rivers State people has refused for them not to plant another Fulani governor in that state, like they did in Imo State, did in Ebonyi State, did the same thing in, of course, Enugu State, and they are doing the same thing in Anambra State. So the Northerners and the Yoruba Arabs are busy planting Boko Haram governors in all those areas so that it will be easy for them to penetrate and conquer. And Fubara is the only governor from the South they want to use to test run. They already made plan in that regard. So it's a serious thing, you know, and the man has understand that, you know, this is not about Fubara, this is not about Rivers State, this is about the soul of Rivers State.
Okay, now let me bring this angle, Mr. Chinedu, because we thought we have evolved beyond the politics of Godfatherism, because we know we used to have the strongman of a bad politics, talking about our Dedebo also. We used to have the Saraki of Kwara State. No, currently we still have the Tinubu of Lagos. What we are seeing in River State, it looks as if a wicked want to bring us back to that era.
Oh no, you want to replicate the Baba Sope syndrome, political experiment. You know, most of them have even tried it, you know, to see how it's going to work for them the way Tinubu sat on Lagos for many years. And so that's what they are practicing. But Wike is throwing so much crisis into achieving it, you know, if you look at how Bola Ahmed was able to do it, you know, Bola Ahmed does not discriminate. He makes sure that almost everybody is carried along in the Lagos factor, you know, trying to see how he built that empire in Lagos State, the political that dynasty where his word becomes law and order. No, to an extent, he can't, but this one he's doing everything by force. No, people don't want to be controlled like that. You know, nobody's on autopilot. That is the truth.
That is pure subjugation.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So that is what it means. Nobody wants to be run that way. And the way you're doing, you can see almost all the ex-governors of that state, including Amechi, is supporting Fubara. So who is actually supporting Wike? So the power to rise against Godfatherism, as they are pushing it, the Fulanis and the Yorubas are pushing it to the people of South, will be restricted. And there's a massive resistance going on in that regard.
Okay, let me ask this question. Does it mean a Fubara saw this coming? Because we understand that as we speak, Asaidu Kobo is already a recognized traditional ruler in River State. And this happened in the build-up to this development. Does it mean an Asaidu Kobo is positioned to fight?
Asaidu Kobo, you know, is already a king. He's no longer a field operator. He can't go to the field operations now as a result of the present this and it was strategic.
But you know what, Aziz? This is the same man recently who threatened to bring down military helicopter.
Guy, let me tell you, I want to move away from this attachment to Asaidu Kobo. You know, I want to completely move away from it. But let me tell you in honest truth. Currently now, we are not going. It's not about Asaidu Kobo. What it means is that among their class and ex-militants, you know, who still have maintains a certain structure in that place. It can be a kind of a rallying point, you know, for or a link for Fubara to defend his mandate, either hook or crook. But let me tell you, in honest truth, currently now, Asaidu Kobo cannot do anything. He's a king. He's wearing big abada now. He's not active again. You understand? So what I've told you the role is going to play. The real people who are going to play the game, you understand, already know themselves and they're organized. A lot of them have started moving to the Greeks with their speedboat. A lot of them have started activating, you know, strategies in that regard. And it's going to happen. Everything they're going to see there is going to happen simultaneously. because the Pandef is already on the side of Fubara. Every group, the Igbo nation, generally, is supporting Fubara.
But Mr. Chinedu, remember that under Muhammadu Buhari, as a result of frustration, Buhari was forced to say that the high tech with which militants destroy oil critical infrastructure at the high sea is something else. Are we likely going to see a repeat of
they are going to start from the mainland. I'm telling you. Let them push Fubara to the wall. They're pushing him already to the wall. Let them push him to the point that the man will command. Well, that's what everybody will command. We can himself will run. And I tell you, even what the Nathanas are afraid now is that, Tinubu, be careful. They are going to play into the hands of Biafrans. That's what the Nathanas are saying now. And that is the fear.
But I ask, why is which strategy has Fubara used that almost everybody is on his side?
No, because
the Jaws, the Igbos, the Niger Delta, everybody.
Let me tell you, to be honest with you, Fubara has played a fair game. He has pleased both the president, pleased Wike, and people have seen clearly that he is somebody that wanted peace in Rivers State. People have seen clearly that this man is master intelligent, super intelligent, a strategist too, having served under Wike for 8 years as the accountant general of the state. So he understands some certain things. So Fubara is a magnet when it comes to playing into the public consciousness. He know where to move and when not to move. You understand? So that is what it is. So people have come to accept him because one, he does not show any form of disrespect. When the war started, he ran to the people that gave him the mandate. And he explained himself. He complained. And they said, is this what happened? The whole ex-governors of that state tried to intervene. They went to Abuja. He maintained his own side of the agreement by withdrawing some cases from the court. But we can never withdraw anything. So at this point, he has gotten that understanding. And if you can see, he's not afraid to call himself an Igbo man. He's not afraid. He made it very clearly that the community where he came from, which is Opopo, was founded by an Igbo man.
Let me ask this last question, Mr. Chinedu Michael. Because it stands, whether we like it or not, it was Wike that brought him into the political limelight. And people are asking questions. Could it be that a Wike was not designing enough to know that this man would disobey him?
Fubara never disobeyed him. Fubara never disobeyed him. What happened is that they were claiming that the Riverine side have not been able to produce governor. And most of the people that produce governor are Igbo side, the Igbo people. Ikwere, whatever. They have been producing governor. And they said after they have been supporting all this Amechi, all the them and all the rest of them. Let us even. And based on that note, that was how the Fubara factor came in. So don't tell me that Mbata or Asuntan Mbata that made Wike. Have you seen Mbata come out one day and said and be complaining with a Wike? But he made him chairman of Obiokpo local government. Is that people supported Wike? So why is it that he came to this man now? You want everybody to know that you are the Jagaban of Rivers State. We don't do Jagaban for the south, the east and south. If you want to do your Jagaban, you know where Jagaban they happen. Go that side.
So maybe he should relocate to the southwest.
Yeah, yes, we are Jagaban.
Where Baba reigns supreme.
Yes, reigns supreme without anything. You can see how they have rendered a Governor Sowolu,
incapacitated.
I'm telling you, the man have nothing to say. In fact, if you see Governor Sowolu now, you pity him. Because if he's working now, he doesn't know whether governor is working. They have disarmed him completely. He doesn't know what is happening in the state again. He's just praying and waiting that, I beg, make this 10 o'clock, make I go rest. That is just it. So the whole thing as it stands now is Tinubu should play careful. And what Wike did in Obibo, killing Igbos there, the matter is still there.
Is that the reason the Igbos are going with Fubara?
No. I'm telling you, the main reason is just that this is pure injustice. As simple as that.
And the Igbos are for justice, equity, and
From the beginning. That's the problem we have with the British government. The moment believes in justice.
equity.
APC forum. He's saying he's planning how to send a Muslim to Hajj. He said Fulani people to Hajj. So what does that tell you? That these people are not serious. They are Igbos. That's why many Igbos are saying now that most of these governors, they are no Igbos. Maybe probably during the Biafra war, many soldiers and many Fulani soldiers that were sent to Biafra war to, they kidnapped they pregnated their mother. They must be Fulani, because if you cannot tell me a real Igbo man will allow his people to be killed, a real Igbo man will allow this thing to be happen, all in the name of power, they are not saying anything. So for me, justice will take its place, because I keep saying this world is just like a marketplace. When you come to buy whatever, when you finish buy, you go back home. That's how this world be. Look at Dr. Okukwena. He has gone to meet his ancestor. Not quite long. We have a Pahayo Adebanjo that has gone. We have also the God.
What Muslim Kano released. That is why they keep on playing with the sensibilities of the Igbos. The Igbos, as I'm talking to you now, over 15 million Igbos have died as a result of this thing since 1960 to date.